Well, all right. That was really bad. So I didn't mean to start right now, but I hit the button by mistake. I was actually playing around with my background and things like that. So that's how that happened. But I guess ready or not, yeah, that's my fault. All right, started early. Wow, I am unprepared, but gonna make the most of it. Okay, so let me just change some things out and get this, then get the tank up. By the way, welcome to the Game Changer 00100 show. I'm your host, Game Changer. And today we're going to talk about a couple of things. I have this Umar Johnson video that I want to review, as well as what was the other thing? What was that other thing that I wanted to do? Here, one moment. Oh, I want to go over that DJ Envy situation as well. I kind of got that from Bernard earlier today, so want to do that. Shout out to him. All right. Kit Cloud says, peace, folks. It says, funny how all these people are now on Umar and Envy's side after dogging them for years. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is some enemy is my enemy type thing. And for whatever reason, even though he doesn't do beef, Kevin Samuels just happens to be everybody's enemy. You know, it goes back to the crab barrel thing. And we talked about that before. So, you know, no need to even go deep into that. All right, let me get my fish tank up. Like I say, I'm prepared. I hit the broadcast button by mistake, but oh well. All right, so there we go. All right, salute to Stoic, Kit Clouds, Primetime VA. Appreciate you. Thanks a lot. All right, yeah, I might have to put this one on private because I kind of came off on a shaky start. So, our members only, not private, but members only. All right. Envy is high value man that exercises his option. He just siding with black women because of his money. He knows Kevin Samuels is speaking truth. I think that's part of it. I do think that deep down he knows that Kevin Samuels is speaking truth, but really, I think something else is going on there, and I'll talk about that now. I think that DJ Envy, and I never heard of the guy, and that's because I don't really listen to modern music like that, but DJ Envy came up in a highly competitive field. Being a DJ is, you know, many have tried, only few make it, you know. Like, of all the people whose first name is DJ, there may be like a handful of them, you know, who actually makes a living doing it and a substantial living doing it. You know, it's work. There are fewer DJs than there are basketball players, are successful DJs than there are successful NBA players. There are fewer successful DJs than there are successful NFL players, or successful martial artists, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. However, the number of young men and women that attempt to become successful DJs is about the same. So, very high failure rating and a low success rating. So I get why, to be honest, to make a long story short, I think that his competitive nature is really just getting the better of him. His whole career, he had to compete. And sometimes that competing means, you know, degradation of character. Shout out to Obsidian. And basically that means that, okay, I got to make the next up and coming person look bad. I got to clown. I just got to hate. I just got to. It's the crab barrel mentality magnified because the prize is greater than just getting out the barrel. The prize is being a high value man. So I think that he never really got out of that mode, nor can he. The moment he does, that's when Marlo Stanfield comes out of nowhere and starts taking over the block. Shout out to The Wire. So I get why he's doing that. What I want to focus on when Bernard sends me the link to the video is how he's doing it. So that's something I'm going to touch. Okay, I got the fish tank up. And let me just bring up the list so I can shout out my members, and then we'll get started. Once again, I apologize for the shaky start, the early start rather. But yeah, and yeah, Stoic. But the thing is that Kevin Samuels isn't even a competitor of his. They're in two completely different areas of entertainment. As far as I know, I don't really know DJ Kid's career. Or excuse me, not DJ Kid. See, that's what I mean when I say just a handful. DJ, what's the name? DJ Envy's career. But as far as I know, just by the title DJ, his career has little to nothing to do with Kevin Samuels. All right, so let's see. All right, give me one moment. I gotta bring up the studio. Well, there is somebody named DJ Kid, I'm sure. I remember DJ Kid Capri, something like that. So I know that there's a DJ Kid. All right, and live and membership. All right, here we go. All right, so I would like to thank all of my knights, which includes special thanks to Sir Stephis Cole. Thanks a lot. Sir Michael Ross. Thanks a lot. Sir Seth Maurice. Thanks a lot. And Sir Man of Tomorrow. Thanks a lot. Appreciate you. I would like to thank Bishops. Bishop, Sweet Melody Speaks. Thanks a lot. And Bishop number 16. Thanks a lot. And a very special thanks to my first rook. First rook is Eric. Thanks a lot. Rook Eric, protector of the realm. Appreciate you, brother. All right. Now that that's out the way and I got the tank up, let me talk about this Dr. Umar Johnson again. All right. So actually, I'm not gonna share a screen because he didn't get other people, but he might get me because I got a feeling since I'm part of his dirty dozen that he don't like, that he's going to come after me real quick. Real quick. All right, so let me share screen, share audio. There we go. All right.
Choices. You have to tell your son that. Black women are losing because of this. Black women are losing because of black men not being exclusive in their dating choices. You have
Black women are losing because black men aren't exclusive in their dating choices. Now I'm going to respond to this more tomorrow when I cover something disturbing that I heard on the breakdown. But this portion right now, notice how it's not a matter of creating good families. It's not a matter of that. It's not a matter of creating strong families. This is a matter of black women winning a competition that she has against other ethnicities of women. But what do the men get out of that? You see, and this is about interracial dating amongst black boys. So, black women are essentially asking that black men reduced their mating pool by 87.5%. Now, I want you to think about this for a second. Imagine being told that you can't go to 87.5% of the stores out there. You can't go to 85.7% of the barbers out there. You can't buy 87.5% of the clothes. You're only limited to this 12.5% of something. Imagine being told that. Now, I want you to apply that to something as where there's as dire of a need as sex. And not only sex, but sexual byproduct, read children, family, things like that. They want you to limit this to 12.5% of the population. And what do you get in return, fellas? What do you get in return for limiting yourself to that small population? You get the right to say your girl wins an invisible contest that she's having with other groups of girls. See, notice he's not advertising their virtues. He's just basically saying they're losing. They're losing. Don't you want them to win? Personally, I don't give a crap. I really don't give a crap. I mean, like, I want them to win, but I'm not going to cheat. But let's continue.
Have to tell your son that, and you need to let him know it's not because of hate. This has nothing to do with hating white women. It has to do with rebuilding the Black Empire. It's about
rebuilding the Black Empire. Why aren't you married? If rebuilding the Black Empire is so important, then why aren't you married? Ever notice, has any Black man here ever been rejected by a Black woman for something trivial? Where is the rebuilding the Black Empire there? You know something? I want you regulars, shout out to my regulars, and shout out to my high value men. I want you regulars and you high value men, I want y'all to go up to Rihanna. And I want you to say, hey, Rihanna, how would you like to rebuild the Black Empire? And see what she says to that. In fact, go to any 9+. Go to any 9+ right now. And I want you to make that your game, because this is the game that they're trying to pull on men. Let's see how well this game works on women. I want you to go up to any Black 9+ that you see. And I want you to say to her, how would you like to get together and rebuild the Black Empire? And see if she does it. Yeah, Bria Miles. Go up to Bria Miles and say, hey, how would you like to rebuild the Black Empire? And see if she does it. Each and every Black woman who is currently single is one that refuses to build the Black Empire with somebody. She's one that refuses to build a Black Empire with the 50+ guys that are in her DMs right now. That's how important the Black Empire is to her, but it should be exceptionally important to her son. Why is that? So I was listening to Kevin Samuels last night. Shout out to Kevin Samuels. He had a woman on there whose mother was rebuilding the Black Empire. You know, she got with a guy who made 50K, more or less, you know, probably less because he was younger. So, you know, when they married. And she was more focused on rebuilding the empire than she was on personal luxuries. This chick had the audacity to say, I want a man that makes 500K. 500K. And her father made 50K. You know what essentially she's saying? Because really, you want 10 times the man as you measure manhood. You want 10 times the man that your father was. You're basically saying you are 10 times hotter than your mom. That's the only way those numbers add up. Are you 10 times hotter than your mom? If your mom was a 5 when she married your father, does that make you a 50 on a scale from 1 to 10? If your father is a 5, does that make you a 50 on a scale from 1 to 10? And the answer to that is an obvious no. But she feels deserving of it. She feels that she deserves that. Now, that's perfectly fine that she feels that way. But Dr. Umar Johnson, why should you care about empire when she don't? Dr. Johnson, why should men care about try to build an empire with women who are just trying to get that 500K dude? How important is empire to her? See, guys like Umar, they want these chicks that want the 500K dicks. They want the chicks that want the wealthy dicks, but they don't have that 500K. So what do? Community, queen. To make up for the fact that they don't have that 500. That they're a little bit short of the 500. All right, let me attend to the tank. All right, so Melody is in the tank again. This one under a shorter name. All right, thanks for becoming another member. All right, let me put you in there. All right, welcome again, Melody. All right, subscribe to Sweet Melody Speaks and Deacon Dave. You are in the tank again, and let me read it out. Let's see. All right, yeah, there we go. All right, not in the tank again, but you got upgraded. All right, so it says she can get that because 30% of Black men make 500K. Yeah. And she didn't say Black men, but I get what you're saying. She thinks that 30% of men make 500K. Which is ridiculous. 3 out of 10 men make 5. That's almost like a third. So if you line up 3 men, one of them make 500K, according to her. And there's a reason why she said that. Because she would have to be that rare. However rare she says, in order for it to make sense in her mind, in her mathematically limited mind, she would have to be that percent. Here's what I mean. Because she wasn't unattractive. She had too much makeup on in the eye thing and the hair, you know, but she wasn't an unattractive woman. That being said, if you line up 10 women, 10 random sample population women, right? And you were to pick out 3 of them as the hottest. You were to pick out the 3 hottest ones. Chances are I didn't know she was chubby because I didn't see her body. So I didn't see that she was chubby. Maybe you seen a slide that I didn't see, but yeah. I didn't know if she was chubby. Just from what I seen, at least she was reasonably attractive. Anyway, if you were to line up 10 women and you had to pick out 3, provided that she's not chubby or anything like that, and provided that she has a reasonably decent body, you might pick her out. You might pick her out. However, 30% of men don't make 500K. It's really more like 0.1%, if I had to guess. Probably about 0.1%. Which means that in order for her to be the equivalent, you would have to line up 1,000 women and pick one and have that one be her in order for her to make sense of this 500K requirement. And there are few women like that. Well, of course, it's few. But if you pick 1,000 random women, and then you have to pick the hottest of that woman is going to be exceptionally hot, and she wasn't that. So that's why she did the whole 30% thing. So she could tell herself that it's obtainable. But realistically speaking, she don't know. And I got a feeling that she doesn't really know how percents work. She doesn't strike me as, a rogue scholar.
Building the African world. It's about rebuilding the Black community.
Rebuilding the African world.
If Black women will not tell their sons that they must be loyal to Black women, if a mother can't tell a Black boy that you should be loyal to Black women, then no matter who else tells them that, it will not matter. It got to come from y'all, or it can't come from anybody.
Something like that only works if and only if the mother is providing sex to the son, equal to that what he would get if he were to sleep around interracially. What does that mean? It means that, say your son is 15, right? Throwing a number out there. Say your son is 15. And he gets with a white woman who's a 7. She's a 7 submissive with sandwiches. And the mother comes and says, you shouldn't be messing with her. The mother is essentially cock blocking. Your own mother will cock block you, is what Umar is suggesting. He's saying, mothers, cock block your sons. This won't cause issues later on in life. This is a child psychologist. A child psychologist feels that it's okay for a mother to cock block the son. And guess what? The son would agree with it if and only if the mother provides a replacement. I repeat, and this is to all you young men listening. And this isn't just your mama. This is your sister. This is your auntie. This is anybody. This is your homies. This is anybody who preaches that. Provide me with a replacement. Provide me with an adequate replacement. Say I have a Benz, right? Say I have a nice new model Mercedes Benz, and somebody comes to me and says, you should drive American. And I say, okay, but you have to replace my car with an equivalent American model. I don't care if it's Tesla, I don't care if it's Cadillac. You have to replace it with a equivalent, or else you're just blocking. And F that. F that. So he's suggesting that they block. He never is going to say that, oh, we'll get you an equivalent replacement. You was capable of getting a white 7 that's submissive with sandwiches. I am going to give you a black 7 that's submissive with sandwiches. So mama needs to go out, call her best friends on the phone, and say, hey, you remember your daughter, such and such? How's she doing? Okay, well, my son needs a submissive 7 that'll get him some sandwiches. Why don't you go ahead and send her over here? She knows how to slob the knob? That's good. Because I'm trying to replace a white girl. Okay, she better be ready to get down. Until your mama do that, I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing. And you young men, pay attention. Until your mama start talking like that, don't listen to crap she has to say. A equal replacement. Hit the like button, people.
Okay. Now, to the question at hand, I'm not sure what it is with my beautiful black sisters, black mothers, but ever since I went on the Breakfast Club interview and had the conversation with my good friend DJ Envy, when he asked me,
I didn't even make that connection. Okay. So it seems like they're in the same brain. Seems like they're in the same brain, him and DJ Envy. God, they just united under the hatred of the crab that's at the top of the barrel now.
You know, whether or not I was recommending that he tell his son, well, DJ Envy said, I can't tell my son.
Hey, listen. This is what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to take the number of people listening, and I want you to divide that, or excuse me, I want you to multiply that by 0.7. And that is how many likes I should have. Meaning, in this particular instance, I should have 144 likes. People, hold me down. Hit the like button. I need 144 likes. Please, thank you. Please and thank you. All right.
Son, that he can't date white girls. And I said, you better tell him that. Okay. But since that Breakfast Club interview, so many black mothers, to my amazement, so many black women have come forward to express to me that they have a problem telling their black sons that they should only date black women. And
that's good. And that shows that they're wising up. For one, they realize, like, okay, who dates who they mama tells them? What kind of young man dates based on his mama's approval? What type of, free-born kid of the USA have his mama pick out his lovers. You need to get with such and such. She's a good church girl. She is a good church girl. Mm-hmm. It's like, what? Yeah, that's right. And she, she be picking corn, and she knows how to clean chitlins real good. Yes, uh-huh. What? So basically what you're doing is you're setting up a situation to where your son is, you're creating a scenario where your son is destined. He's destined to retaliate. He's destined to rebel against that. And that rebellion will lead to other rebellions. In fact, now that I think about it, even if you was interested in a chick, she'd be less hot if her mama pointed her out. I knew what I liked. And if my mom said that, yeah, you should get with a girl like her, I probably would be turned off. I liked Tatiana Ali and Keisha Knight Pullum and Lourdes Voorhees. I think that's her name. And that's, for those of you who don't know, that's the black chick from Saved by the Bell, the black chick from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and the black chick from The Cosby Show. That's what I like. And I'll be damned if she come at me with some madness like that. They know better. Modern mamas know better. This dude is slow. And this is child psychology. He should know that kids are going to rebel against what their parents say, especially when it comes to something as base as sex. Thank you, Lark Voorhees. Yeah. When it comes to like something as base and, to a person's, something that's as low on the hierarchy of needs as sex, your mama can't pick that for you. That's like your mama trying to pick out food. Eat your vegetables, and the moment you get, like the first chance you get, you're gonna eat chili cheese fries or whatever tickles your fancy. Well, I guess that is vegetables, kind of. But y'all get my point. You pick your battles. This is a stupid battle that you're gonna lose, and you're gonna just make it less hot. He's gonna make black women less hot just for trying to propose some madness like that. All right, let me get Bernard Riley in the tank. Thank you for becoming a new channel member. Let me just see what kind of channel member right quick. Give me a second. All right, gotta bring this up. Tank. Thank you for becoming. All right, let me see. Bernard entered on a, hold on. Oh, as a bishop. That's cool. You're my third bishop. So greatly appreciate you, Bernard. All right, let me set that up. All right, if you want to be in the tank permanently, become a channel member like Bernard. All right, let's see. Do that right. Yeah, there we go. All right, and I think that's there we go. All right, in the tank. But yeah, what he's proposing. Oh crap! All right, go back to the tank again. I'm gonna set it up once again to automatically do so. I had to do something for regular work, but welcome a new night, Sir Pablo Frescobar. Thanks a lot, brother. Appreciate you. All right. You are in the tank. All right. All right. See if you can spot your fish out. By the way, those of you who don't know how the tank works, if you are a member, you are automatically in the tank, meaning that you will have a school of fish spell out your name. For example, we have the one here in the green and purple right there. We have number 16 in the orange and blue right here. Let's see, Deacon Dave in the red and blue right here. And Bernard, he should be forming soon. His school, because it starts off scattered. But Steph is cold. Salute to him. He's right here, purple and like light blue. Where is Bernard? Let's see. Let me see. All right, so Bernard hasn't formed yet. Neither has Pablo. But oh, wait a minute. Nah, here we go. So you see the blow Freshka bar. So yeah, they're just searching for the other fish. You see the PA right there. So they're gonna collect and they're gonna form the same school. I'm not a rogue scholar, but I know how to make code to do stuff like this. This is just like a cool side effect of it. So yeah, Bernard should be somewhere here forming soon. If y'all see the color, shout it out. So that's how the fish tank works. Once again, you are automatically in the tank if you are a channel member, and if you donate and you're already in the tank, then you get an upgrade. You become a larger fish. Like, oh, there's Bernard right there. Is that Bernard? Yeah, it's just hard to see. I got to work on it. So yeah, sometimes you have like colors that don't match, making it hard to see. But yeah, that's you right here, the purple and gray. So he came in on a bishop level. He's a larger fish. If you donate again, you get an upgrade to wherever you are already on the tank, meaning you get a larger fish. Soon they will eat each other, but you know, one step at a time, you know. I have a day job that I have to code for, and sometimes the last thing I want to see is new code. All right. And oh wait, is that somebody else? Hold on, did I miss somebody? Let's see. That's Bernard Riley with the bishop, but is that somebody above him though? Also, this thing takes up memory like I don't know what, so. Let me see. So that's something else I got to work on, but in due time. So yeah, anyway, thanks to all my channel members. Let me play the video. Oh, no wonder.
I'm just amazed at how so many black women don't feel comfortable doing that, especially given the fact that black women are the ones losing out because black men are not dating black women. So let me ask you, and I know you can only speak for yourself, but this is such a bigger issue. Why for you, why do you have a problem telling your son to be loyal to black women?
I used to, actually. I used to tell him all the time, you know, find a woman that was like, or something like that. And what I think was the big shocker for him is like I said, he's very close to my younger brother. And my younger brother was dating this beautiful sister, had her own business, and, you know, all this kind of stuff. And she actually helped him get his own business started. And he left her. And he married this little mountain girl. This little white girl.
You said he married a mountain. Wait. You said he married a mountain girl.
He married a mountain girl. Y'all see how racist they can liberally be? Like, they can't really say hood rat without getting like a horrible label with them. But they could say mountain girl and it's no problem. And really, this is just a reference to location, you know, a location to where they grew up. Like, you know, you grew up in the hood, then you are a hood girl. If you grew up in the mountain, you are a mountain girl. But this is an obvious pejorative. Now, I think that this is like for a very particular type of white girl. Like if I was to say trailer park, you know, that's a very particular type. See, here we don't really have mountains, or maybe we do and we just don't call them that. We call them hills. The Oakland Hills, the San Francisco Hills, the Hayward Hills, you know, like we call them hills. We don't really call them mountains. Maybe mountains are steeper or they go by something different, but we don't really call them mountain. And it's a good thing. Because if you live in the Bay Area and you can afford to live on top of a hill, and that's where, you know, that's where if you play for the Raiders, that's where you want to live. If you play for the Warriors, that's where you want to live. If you play for the A's, that's where you want to live. If you're a big money man or woman, and you make it to the Oakland Hills or San Francisco Hills or something, you know you made it because you know how much rent and mortgage is for the flatlands. The hills is ridiculous because you can actually, I know because you know I have friends and family members that live there. You can actually see the bay. You can actually look out your window every morning and you can see the actual bay. You can see the Pacific Ocean. So very expensive. So hillbilly would mean something different to us. But I could tell just by the context that to them it just means like backwater. I think that's what he's getting at, like some backwater chick.
Girl. Oh, what?
She's from
She said he married a mountain girl. Oh, God. Okay.
They're mountain people. Like, I mean,
Right.
I guess if you're from the South, you understand what I mean by mountain people.
Yes, I'm familiar.
Like Beverly Hillbillies, like that's a real thing down here.
Okay.
And like that's where she's from. And like this was a complete 180. Like how you go from this sister, like dark skinned sister, beautiful girl, to this white girl. And I was pissed. I didn't want anything to do with this girl. I was like, you know, he's been on and off with this white girl thing all his life. And then he gets in this serious relationship with the system. We're like, okay, he done grew out of it, he got it out of his system. And all of a sudden, he's like, well, she's too ghetto for me. And he dumps her. And
So he said the black girl was too ghetto.
Okay, so it's funny because here's the ironic thing. The same way that they're using a reference to area, you know, like mountain. She's a mountain girl. He's like, okay, she's a mountain girl, but this is a ghetto girl. And apparently to her son, and I think that most people will agree, even though I'm not from wherever they're from. And I can tell they're not here because we don't use terms like mountain girl. I'm not from wherever she's from, but I do understand that there's certain stigmas that goes with mountain girls. I think that's somewhere in the neighborhood of like hillbilly or something like that. And apparently your son prefers hillbilly over ghetto. Like when he weighed the pros and cons, it does seem like hillbilly beat out ghetto to him, which is, hey, there you go. And he has a right to his preference, don't he?
The black woman was too ghetto, so he went and got a mountain girl.
Why does he clap with his syllables? Have you been around too many women? Why clap syllables? Oh, is that what it is? The Caucasus Mountains? So basically calling them Hittites? What, are they gonna raid Babylon or something like that? I don't know. Listen, I don't even like pay no attention to their references and their made up history and all that crap. Like, miss me with all that. Miss me with all the Caucasus Mountains. It's like that's the only place of Europe. Get out of here. Well, it borders Europe and Asia. Don't argue over that. It don't matter. It's the border between Europe and Asia. That's like saying, is Lake Tahoe, Nevada, or California? The answer is yes.
What made him say that the black girl was too ghetto, he was at her house one night and she got into a fight with her sister. And he couldn't break them up. He couldn't make her stop.
But the mountain...
And he broke up with her after that.
The mountain girl is probably more ghetto than the sister.
So, God, the solution to this problem is interesting, because the solution to the problem isn't for the women to be less quote unquote ghetto. Is to work under the assumption that the mountain girl might be just as ghetto. So you have, it's kind of like, okay, you have two girls. One of them, has that, what do Fantastic call it? One of them, has the Nestle Crunch. And the other one might have the Nestle Crunch. You should go with the one that for certain have the Nestle Crunch. Is by that logic, that is what he is saying. You can see it on her lip. Like, yeah, but the other one might have it too. Yes, but I know you have it. You definitely have it. She might have it, and you definitely have it. He said that she might be just as ghetto. Which means that the worst case scenario is that you break even. That is the worst case scenario. Hit the like button, please. The worst case scenario, according to Dr. Umar, is that she is just as bad. Are you kidding me? Now, got into a fight with her sister, and she wouldn't and wouldn't break it up. Or he couldn't break it up. Is that cause for concern? Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. I don't know if that's like necessarily grounds for a breakup. I do think that there's some preconceived stuff going on there, meaning that because she fit into an existing stereotype. Is that a red flag? Yes. And I'm not saying ignore that. Because that isn't something that you can just, how when, say your son fights, he's 12, you see him fighting with another 12-year-old, and you just like, all right. I mean, you just, boys will be what they say. And they say we sexist for thinking this way. Boys will be boys. And that's okay because you're dealing with your son. However, women, no, that's just wrong. And when a man intervenes and you still keep fighting, you don't understand the authority that's going on here. First of all, and I hate it, fellas, y'all ever break up women fight? You ever break up two men fighting and notice it's a lot easier breaking up two women fighting? I mean, a lot easier, especially if neither of them are your chick, or they not fighting over you because you got to be careful where you touch them, or you seem like you trying to cop a feel or something like that. So, but in addition to that, they be locking in on the hair. Once they get a grip of the hair, it's you can't break that up. That's a kung fu grip. You can't break that up. It is hard to get a chick to break up a fight. So it means that she's a disobedient chick. I'm willing to bet that her son was trying to break up the fight, and his girl had a grip of her sister's hair, and she refused to let that crap go. She refused. And he's telling her, let it go, let it go. And he's like, listen, I'm not going to deal with a crazy, disobedient chick. I am not. When I say let go of some hair, you let go of some goddamn hair. When I say stop, it means stop. No, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to tell you to stop and then she throws a few, after the bell jabs at you. No, I'm going to secure the situation. No. And I bet you the mother is, I'm not saying she's lying, but I'm saying that she's exaggerating. I bet you this wasn't a regular fight. I bet you that there was some knives involved. I bet you that there was some broken glass involved. I bet you that there was a lot of stuff going on. I bet you that it was a wooden stake out there, that it was some nunchuckles, that somebody had a machete. I'm willing to bet that this was more serious than she's making it out, than just some sisterly pillow fight. Let's continue.
Those mountain folks, them hillbillies, is worse than the hood people. They worse. So
stereotyping is okay now. Okay.
That was an excuse as far as I'm concerned.
Like I said, he got with this girl, and like I was so against it. But and that, you know, not to take anything away from her, she's not a terrible person. But I would.
Now notice how she don't have anything bad to say about her, other than the fact that, you know, she was raised in the mountains or the hills, or she descended from Hittites. Perhaps they weren't the only tribe of Europe, or excuse me, the people of the Caucasus Mountains, who weren't the only tribe of Europe.
If I could choose my brother's mate, I would have chosen for him to work out with the sister he was with.
What the? You see how much she cares about his happiness? You see how important his happiness is? If I could choose my brother's mate, I would have hoped that he went with the sister. Why? Wouldn't you hope for his happiness? And we're not talking about like a man who, like, you know, if I could choose my daughter's mate, I hope that she would go for the brother, and the brother is Lil Wayne. You see, we actually care about our daughter's happiness. Brothers, if y'all had to choose between Carlton Banks or Lil Wayne, who would you choose for your daughter? Now, hopefully she'll find like a happy medium in Will Smith or something like that. But come on now. Or I'll do you one better. If y'all had to choose between, dang, what's the white dude? Can't stand that little kid from what's that show called? Growing Pains. What's the white kid? What's the boy from Boy Meets World? Nah, he was too young. Let me see. He's too funny looking. I don't know. Just some white kid. Just some white dude, right? So if you could choose just like a regular white dude over Lil Wayne, you would pick the white dude because you want what's ultimately best for your family. And I'm talking like regular, decent GPA type kid. Yeah, Fred Savage. Thank you. That's who you would pick. But they will pick the sister over any other. Yeah, like a Michael J. Fox type. This is how much they care about the happiness. And he's condoning this behavior.
But, that was his decision. That's a grown man.
But let me get back to my question for you, though. Why? Okay.
Good one, Pablo. Doogie Howser, MD. You'll pick Doogie Howser, MD in a second. Rebuild the black nation. You need doctors in that black nation. And I want my grandkids to be one of them. Yeah, Kirk Cameron. I'm just saying, you pick the better person. Like all things completely equal, then yeah, you do. You do pick the black one. Like if it came down to like Screech from Saved by the Bell, rest in peace, Dustin Diamond, versus Steve Urkel, then you pick Steve Urkel. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. But if it comes down to some weird crap, then nah. Yeah, if it comes down to DMX versus Screech, then you might want to pick Screech. I don't know. Screech was kind of... Well, yeah, I mean, but DMX is too. So, yeah, I'm just saying, like, you pick the best dude. You don't just go by the darkest one. These chicks is ridiculous. No wonder of course they're going to rebel. Yeah, Screech gone.
But
I felt like I couldn't pull my son away from that.
But okay, but that okay.
Ruin his relationship with his uncle because his uncle married this white girl.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to ruin the relationship with the uncle, Okay, let's sit to her and the aunt.
What? Why does she talk like she has the authority? Do y'all hear this chick? I don't want to ruin the relationship with the uncle. Like, you can do that. Y'all think that y'all can just, see, I told you, they want to dictate what your dictates. They want to dictate what your dictates. Basically, they want to ruin the relationship. She feels that she has the authority to ruin somebody else's marriage. And the only thing that's keeping them together is her not exercising the authority to ruin the relationship. Y'all see this? This is how they think. And not only do they believe that they have this is your brother. That's not even your son. I can say this was your underage son and you could just like see black all the time. Like, you know, like, oh, she can't come over or something like that. You know, I get that part, but this is your brother. Yeah, I'm gonna do a Teesprings.
Has a white husband. And none of my sisters are married to white men, thank God. But let's say the aunt has a white husband.
Are your sisters married? Are your sisters married? He's simple. He's simple. He's trying to play mind games on you. Notice how he didn't say my sisters are married to my sisters are married to black men. He said that they're not married to white men. I bet you your sisters are single like most black women. And by single, I mean unmarried.
She can still hang out with the aunt. But guess what? I'm going to make sure my sister understands.
Peace, Art. Oh, by the way, Bernard, I'll check to see if you sent that email yet.
That the only lesson you given my child as it relates to dating is she will date black men. And if you cannot reinforce that, don't even bring up dating. That's something y'all will not discuss. I will handle that myself.
Bring up dating? They're going to date whether you bring it up or not. I mean, that's because all things aren't equal, Melody, with your brother. And I'm just going off the assumption. And I think that this is a realization that far too many brothers have come across. And that is black women have higher standards for what they offer. Meaning that if you can get a white, let's just say 7, if that's your best, if that's your top, then your top would be like a black 4.5 or a black 5. That would be your top. Your top in other races and ethnicities is always higher than it is with the black woman, the black American woman. For example, Miss 500K, the candlestick maker. If you take your 500K to any other group, you would get significantly more than her. Meaning you will not only get a candle maker, she also does soap. She also does soap. She knows how to work a cotton candy machine. And, you know, she has, I don't know, she has a bunch of hobbies. She has a bunch of arts and crafts. And she's hotter. Like, it's always a better deal. And outside of the concept, the abstract of an empire, and the false recollections of previous empires, outside of that, it's just a better deal by all practical means. If you, I mean, like, you take your 500K to our community and you get a chick who jogs a mile a day. You take it to another community, you get one that jogs 5 to 10 miles a day. And it's okay if it's close. It's okay if it's close. But it's not even close. It'll never even be close to what you would get. And try it. Take your 45 to 55K, and I'm just saying, most people have an average income. Take your average income to different communities and then see. Take it. See what one community will get you and see what the other community will get you. And then just scratch that for a second, right? Then let's just scratch income altogether. Take your body, take your abs, take whatever you got going on underneath the shirt, whatever you got going on when you take your shirt off. Shout out to Steph Clinkscale. Take whatever you got going on underneath your shirt and your t-shirt to every ethnicity and see which one yields the better result. I don't care if you got the pot belly, the muffin top, the 6-pack, the California 12-pack. I don't care what you got. Take it to any community and compare notes. See what you get. You will always hit the like button. You will always get the better thing. I mean, that's just is what it is. So Melody, that's why your brother does that. If he could get an equal African-American woman or Dominican chick or a Dominican chick that's displaced here in America, he would. But it's not. Like, he probably top out at a 9 or something, with the white girls, and he tops out at a 7 with the black chicks. So he's looking at black chicks like 7. Like perpetual 7s or maximum 7s. Because that's the maximum that's available to him. All right, let me continue.
That's what I would be telling my sister. Okay, you can mentor her in any other, being a lady, business, education. But when it comes to dating, because you made a political mistake against the race, you can't give my daughter no dating advice because you are with a mountain man. So since you dating ice people, okay, and I only want my daughter dating sun people, you don't give out no advice. And I would let my daughter know over and over what it is we stand for.
Okay, he lose me. First of all, a political statement. What politics is this? And why is it a statement? This is a matter of personal desire. You're making a statement. She's not in politics. She's a person with a vagina. And is he confusing his niece with his daughter? Because, wasn't before he was talking about, his sister's daughters and stuff like that? Did he sleep with his sister or something? Why is his niece? Why is it his niece? And then he switches it to his daughter. This dude, I'll be right back. I gotta put this.
My question to you, you seem a little ambivalent. Well, you said you used to tell your son to only date black girls, but then you stopped. Why did you stop giving him that principle to live by?
I guess, one of the biggest rules in my family is that the elders in the family. And after she married to my brother, she is she's an aunt. So it's you gotta respect her. So I don't want him to come out his mouth wrong at her. Mom, should be married anyway. I don't want him to not that I think he would, but I don't want to disrespect her, or I don't want him to disrespect her.
But it's not disrespect. It's not disrespect. But it's not.
It's kind of disrespectful. I mean, actually, it's more than disrespectful. You're calling them mountain and ice people. What is this, Game of Thrones? Where do you get off saying it's not disrespectful to just walk around and say, yes, my mommy said that you can't get my penis because you come from mountain people. That's pretty effing disrespectful.
Disrespectful. Those are the principles. Listen, Jewish people don't invite black people to the synagogue.
Except when they do. Except when they do. What are you talking about? Rest in peace, Sammy Davis Jr. What are you talking about? Now, I haven't personally been invited, but I know those who have. Kid Clouds. Yeah, I mean, he probably lives in like a sundown town or some crap like that.
Ever. It's not
And he just said ever twice.
Respectful. They are just for themselves. So we got one of the biggest problems we have to get over with. This
actually, now that I think about it, that's where I voted one time. I voted at one time. What do you mean that they don't? This dude.
This is our New Year's resolution. Black people have to get more comfortable being unapologetically African. We have to stop.
Nobody's asking for an apology. They just don't want to be called mountain people and ice people, and they want some penis. And they're willing to give fair exchange for it. They want to open a trade agreement between black penis and white vagina. That's what they want. They want to continue trade.
Feeling that is wrong to be totally and exclusively dedicated to ourselves. And the reason why we got to change this is our whole resurrection depends upon this mental shift. We will get nowhere. Economically, financially, spiritually, socially, we will get nowhere until we change this sick mindset that slavery gave us.
Sick mindset? The sick mindset is not fucking them. That's a sick mindset. There is nothing sicker for a heterosexual 15-year-old boy to not sleep with an attractive woman that he has the opportunity to do so with. That's sick. There's nothing sicker than your mom telling you what to not do with your penis. There ain't nothing sicker than that. If anything, slavery is the reason that it's not happening. Let me tell y'all something. I want y'all to listen to me and listen to me good. Before slavery, black men placed their penis inside white women. I want you to think of ancient Roman words. Aphrodites, aphrodisiac, etc., etc., etc. These are words that was used to describe the allure that Africans had. That's why the word aphrodisiac means, kind of like an unexplained attraction. From the Roman women, who aren't necessarily European, but are Indo-European, but we'll get into that maybe on a different video. Okay, Aphrodite was Greek. The point is, they like the big penis. Blaze, okay? The point is that there was a lust even then for that good wood. They were doing what's natural. My penis inside an attractive white woman is the most natural thing on earth. Why? Because it's the furthest thing from incest there is. I said it. I said it. The furthest thing from incest is interracial mating. And the closest thing to incest without being incest is trying to sleep with somebody that looks like your mama. That is the closest thing to incest you can possibly get. It is completely natural for her to seek my penis and me to seek her vagina. Everything else is unnatural. Yeah, your root chakra. You root chakra nigga, you. Hit the like button.
We got this from slavery of having to approve of everybody else, even when it's not in our own best interest. Black women are losing because of this.
Black women are losing. Black women are losing. But black men, you will lose without it. Brothers, I want you to count the number of women that you ever had sex with. And then I want you to divide that number by 8. Divide it by 8. And that would be your sex life if you listen to this nigga. So if you slept with 100 women and you divide that by 8, you got 13 women. Think about that. Then you lost because you're taking your entire sex life and dividing it by 8. You're reducing your sexual intake by a ridiculous degree. There are only 12.5% of the female population, and you want me to reduce my penis to the 12.5% of the female population? That's a loss. That is a loss in anything. Every time you divide something by 8, it's a loss. Every time you octosect something, it's a loss. Listen, if you take Steph Curry's free throw average and divide it by 8, or not free throw, if you take Steph Curry's 3-point shot average and divide it by 8, he would not be in the NBA. He would be me. If you were to take Mayweather, if you were to take Floyd Mayweather's boxing record and divide it by 8, he would still be undefeated. But he probably wouldn't be champion yet. He would just be a guy that knocked out 5 people. I am not going to divide my penis. Oh, yeah. And if you were to divide your penis by 8, some of y'all would have less than a 1-inch penis. I am not dividing anything that's good by 8. Anything. Divide the remainder of my mortgage by 8, but I'm not dividing anything good by 8. F that. Done lost your damn mind. All right, let me continue. Shout out to Sicklid.
Black women are losing because of black men not being exclusive in their dating choices. You have to tell your son that. And you need to let him know it's not because of hate. This has nothing to do with hating white women. It has to do with rebuilding the Black empire. It's about rebuilding the African world. It's about
You want to rebuild the empire? Suck my dick, get my sandwich. How about that? And you must do your part. Until you suck my penis and get my sandwiches, I don't want to hear crap about your empire. Empires was built on sandwiches. Damn it. Rome wasn't built in a day. It was built on sandwiches. The queen of the god, Hera, I think that's her name, but the equivalent, whoever Jupiter's wife was, she was the goddess of the Hath. You want to know where the Hath is? Is where they bake the bread to get my sandwich. She's the queen of getting sandwiches. Built this city on submissive women. Aphrodite was a craved beast. She wanted that Egyptian penis. Yeah. Africans been placing their penis in Europeans since Adam and Laura. Since Adam and Shelley. Mountain people. Nigga, what?
Building the Black community. If Black women will not tell their sons that they must be loyal to Black women, if a mother can't tell a Black boy that you should be loyal to Black women, then no matter who else tells them that, it will not matter. It got to come from y'all, or it can't come from anybody.
Good. Now you see, this is what other women do. They become such good mothers that the boys don't want to stray. That the boys naturally look for a woman in their mother's likeness because they want to recreate the relationship that their mother had with their father. And really, that's the only reason why people still get married. Because they're still holding on to the, before Reagan view of marriage. Like they've seen it work. We're still of an age where, the happily married silent generation people, we still see that. And also there are some happily married boomers. Like we still seen that and we want that. It's a sense of nostalgia surrounded by it. That's the only reason. But they're not even doing that. They treat the father like crap and then talk crap about the father for 20 years, and then they tell their sons to mimic this. I want you to get with a woman that'll treat you the way I treated your father, is what they're saying. No, if you want your son to marry a Black woman, then you get your son's father sandwiches and have him see you do it. And then he will seek such treatment. That's what you do. You lead by example.
I got a question on that, Doc.
Hold on. Let me finish with the Queen first. What?
So a man tried to come in and he says, hold on, let me finish with the Queen first.
What are your thoughts on that, sister?
I agree with you. Like I said, my biggest concern is, I guess, because I'm so family oriented, and it's a lot. Race mixing is a lot in my family. I have a lot of.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So this ain't okay.
I have a lot of male cousins and whatnot that have dated or married white women and Asian women, and like, I don't want to keep my son because I don't want to keep my son away from everybody.
You don't have to keep him away from nobody. Listen.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You're trying to keep him away from that sweet white nectar. You're trying to keep him away from that. That's like spanking your son for eating vanilla ice cream. Have you lost your mind? And saying, I'm not trying to keep you away from vanilla ice cream. I'm just, offering a negative deterrent. You're playing keep away with your son's sex life. Is exactly what you're doing. Picture a woman with a white vagina and they're playing monkey in the middle, her and another black chick. They're just throwing the white girl from black chick to black chick. And the son's in the middle trying to catch it. You are playing keep away with it. Simple people. What? Dang, ever since Dre, everybody just called themselves doctor. You're a moron.
You don't have to keep him away from nobody. He can still go around his white aunts with their white husbands, and he can go around his black uncles with their white wives. He can still be around everybody. He just knows that ain't the way I'm going to be living my life. That's all. He ain't got to talk about it. He ain't got to debate it.
But you see, here's the problem. Here's the problem. And here's why he won't know that that's the way he's going to live. He wants to live his life. And see, she knows that the only way to prevent this is to keep him away from his aunt and uncles. And you want to know why she has to keep him away from his aunt and uncles? Because the aunt is going to give the uncles sandwiches. The aunt, I'm going to repeat that. The aunt is going to give the uncle sandwiches. What does that mean? That means that once her son sees the treatment that his aunt gives his uncle, he's going to want to mimic that, period. Once he sees the contrast, the difference in treatment between the way her mother treats her possible ex-husband, because I doubt she's married, because, who would let their wife do some crap like this, make a call like this? Also, the conversation is more like she has complete and sole authority over the son. So let's be clear. He's going to see two distinct images. One, a happily married couple, sandwiches and all, and another with his mom and her vibrator. So in order to do this, she would have to isolate him from functioning interracial marriages. And then, create the illusion that they all are like that. Like all relationships are this way, which means that she's not necessarily going to get him a black woman, but she's just going to keep him away from white women. By the way, notice how in this conversation, it's not about getting him a black woman. It's about keeping him away from white women. I prefer black vagina, but I still want my sandwiches. You're supposed to get both. You're a man. All right, I'm going to open it up soon.
He ain't got to defend it. It doesn't even have to be discussed. He simply knows that you are raising him with a code of honor that they were not raised with. That's all. It doesn't have to be a conversation.
He said a code of honor. Like it's just dishonor. What are you, like a retarded Klingon? How's being in an interracial relationship dishonorable?
Yes! Yes! You can tell him, you can be friends with him. And of course, we know you can't have white friends, but he's not there yet. But they can be, you can socialize with him, you can associate with him. Okay? Nothing's wrong with that. But you ain't dating him. We don't do that in here. You will only date black women.
I have a quick question.
What's that padding? What's that padding? What, is he supposed to listen to you because you patted something? You are only going to date black women.
I'm from Chicago.
I don't remember this part, but just the fact that it begins with "I'm from Chicago" means it's not going to be good.
My son, he's 14 years old. He just started high school. So he's been around black girls all this time. And my worst fear has come to fruition. This little white girl that goes to his school is like, it's got to feel like, white girl goes to school, I'm the only white girl. I'm like, what do I do? Man.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Y'all see the effort that they have to go through to keep their son's penis out of their vagina? It's funny. What's weird is that they're putting more effort into it than the white girls' fathers are putting into keeping the black penis out of their daughters. Isn't that weird? Isn't it weird that black women are trying harder to keep young black boys away from black girls, or black boys away from white girls, than white men are trying to just protect their daughters' virtues, period, race or not? Isn't that bizarre? I mean, she said that my son was 14 and he's been around black girls all his life. Why does she make it sound like that's forever? He's 14. He only did what, 1-2 years of puberty? All his life?
This kind of reminds me of what.
And she's worried that a white girl is there. So basically, they're saying if you are exposed and you are in the company of a white girl, it's destined. The penis must enter. What am I going to do? She said, this is my worst fear. This is my worst fear. Not that somebody is going to reinitiate slavery one day. You know, not like cancer AIDS. Not exploding mosquitoes. Your worst fear is this.
His dad is Muslim, so I'm telling him, like, we don't live together. He's been incarcerated my whole son life.
Oh gosh. So she married a dude that's a prison Muslim.
This year, he just got out of prison, so he's trying to adapt. I'm coming to him, I'm like, look, you need to tell your son that he cannot date. Because I'm telling him.
What kind of way is that to talk to a man? What kind of way is that to talk to? So imagine getting out of prison. Apparently he's been there his whole life, meaning he's been there 14 years. And you walk up to a chick and you like, okay, you know, bound chicka wow wow. I haven't been with a woman in 14 years. And she says, you need to tell your son about who you're telling like a dude that has been prison hardened to police his son's penis after his penis has been policed literally for over a decade? You done lost your MFing mind. These chicks done lost their MFing mind. This is crazy. And Umar is like the king of crazy.
JC, can you hear me?
I'm like, you can't date her. She's like, Mom, why? What's wrong? Why does her skin color matter? I'm like, look, I'm not trying to sound racist.
The most racist thing always follows the phrase, I'm not trying to sound racist. But let's hear what she has to say on this.
Now he's learned about this races. They teach him about racism and all this other stuff. And, you know, all the stuff in the news. And so now he's calling me a racist. I'm like, Jay, I'm not a racist.
You just want to rebuild a African empire. That's not racism. That's not like aggrandizing one race over another. That's, you know.
just feeling that we're racist.
Well, wait a minute.
Now, keep in mind that these are two different black women talking, and when the black man said something, he said, wait a minute, let the queen speak. And now you got two queens talking and having a conversation with him, and the brother hadn't had a chance to speak yet. Just saying.
Wait a minute. Wait, back up. You said he asked you, why can't he date the white girl? What did you tell him?
No, he said,
Stop clapping with every syllable. That is annoying. Why do you do that? My key, da, da. Me and her must have one heart. My key, da, da. Oh, Mary Mac, all dressed in black, black. That's you. That's you. You the hand clappy little girls, by the jump rope girls. That's you. Stop doing that. Your root chakra, nigga.
Mom, why does her color matter?
And what did you tell him? You gotta answer that. He asked you.
You see that? He's still doing it. This dude, it's like God made him to annoy me. He's like the Joker, and I'm Batman. It's just like, were you just put here to disrupt my soul? Everything you do is awful. Gosh.
Good question.
I'm not saying that, I'm just saying for him, I said, Jay, I feel like for you, only the black girl is going to understand you because you're a black boy. And I said, I just don't agree.
Understand you? Understand me? Listen, this is 14-year-old Game Changer. This is what a woman, a 14-year-old girl need to understand about 14-year-old Game Changer. Is that when erect and condom is on top, it goes up there. It goes inside there or in there. I wasn't even thinking about the third hole back then. Like, this is what you need to understand about me. Pole and hole. Pole and hole. It's not complicated. We both took algebra.
You know this remind me of, GC?
It's not calculus. It's not some like huge equation that somebody with undid hair and a white robe is trying to figure out, so he's staring at it. This is not that. Pole, hole.
Can you hear me, GC?
Hole. That's all she needs to understand. She don't understand you. You don't understand me. It's you, mama, that don't understand pole and hole. She get it, you don't. If you understood pole and hole, you wouldn't be trying to tell me not to put one in the other.
GC.
Understand me. How complicated is his life at 14 that she needs to understand?
I don't think he can hear me, guys.
Huh? Y'all can't hear nothing.
GC, can you hear me?
Oh, Melly, you talking? Yeah, I can't hear you.
All right, I went out and came back.
Yeah, love, you gotta go out and come back in. I can't hear you.
I can hear you, Melanie, but yeah, go out and come back in.
Okay.
Yeah, go out and come back in. I don't know if you're on your phone or your computer, but go out and come back in. You see, and that's why they want this cultural divide. That's why they don't like it when a black man, quote unquote, acts white, because then you are the cultural advantage that they have. They're losing that. He's not as interested in the culture anymore, and that's their only selling point.
That's not true.
They can't sell pole and hole like every other chick. Nope. They gotta have, we come from the same place. We come from the same time. We both have the same blood. We both have the same mind. They have to come with that. You ain't Effie. And if you don't know who Effie is, Poland hole. I don't care.
Can you hear me now, JC?
Think my chick know who Effie is? She do now.
Can you hear me now?
Damn it.
I guess not.
With you dating somebody outside of your race. And he's like, Mom, why does the color matter? I'm like, so it's like, I'm not trying to sound racist. He said, Mom, you sound racist though. I'm like, oh my God.
Wait. I'm still not clear.
Can't go out of it. Ain't nothing wrong with a little, ain't nothing wrong with a little marshmallow or something. He said, like, he'll grow out of it and it'll just be a phase. But I'm scared it's not a phase because my son is different. Even though I grew up in Chicago. I'm not posh, but I'm not, I'm not from the hood. I'm not in between. So, he.
Don't self-label. Don't self-label.
He grew up around the whole family, like we're mostly for all black. So it's just like, why did my son, out of all people, I don't even know how this even happened.
Out of all people? What does that mean? Like she's making it sound like he's dwarfed. Like his father is 7 foot tall and she's 5'11", and the son came out a dwarf or midget. Excuse me. The son came out a midget. I can't hear you, Melody. I don't know what's going on. Archer, can you hear her?
I haven't heard her since she came in. She came in saying
crap.
something.
No, that's me. My bad. I gotta.
Yeah, you can't hear me.
That's on my thing. I have to.
I can hear Melody now. She just talked.
I don't think he can hear it.
No, I hear y'all now. But that was my. I changed the settings on it because sometimes I mute the site, and I muted the site last night. So my bad.
No,
Yeah.
I was trying to say that this reminded me of Rashida Strober. She said her dark skin son can't date a light skin or white girl.
Well, it's a good thing she didn't have a son. Oh wait, did she have a son?
Yeah, she has a son. He's like in his 20s, and she said he's not allowed to bring home like a white or light skinned girl.
What is she gonna do? What is she gonna do? Now she crazy, but like if that was my mom, I'm like, listen, I don't know what type of craziness you talking about. I'm not gonna cut my sex by 8. I'm not gonna divide my sex life by 8.
I'm confused. Is Rashida Strober's son allowed to tell his mom he can't bring home a light skinned guy? Like, Mom, you can't bring home a light-skinned guy.
Right. It's so weird. I don't know. She's with a light-skinned guy. That's the crazy part.
And her daughter can date. So, wait, not only can he not bring home white girls, he can't bring home light-skinned ones either?
He can't bring home a light-skinned, white, Hispanic, nothing than a dark-skinned black woman.
She is hexadecisetting his, hexadecisetting his love life. Do you know what that means? She's dividing it by 16. She's basically limiting his mating pool to like 1/16 of the population. That's sick.
Well, that's what they want to do. They want to divide your dating options while they multiply theirs. And this is what black women do when they say, oh, you need to date a black woman because nobody else would understand you. That's really projection. As a man, I don't want to be understood. I've dated women before. We got in arguments like, the problem is you just don't understand me. And I'm thinking about, what does that mean? Like, the women understand is the woman understands. If you get a sandwich and you listen to my orders, I don't care if you understand them or not. That's women's thing. So they're projecting that on the black men as if that matters. They're telling you why they can't date a white man because a white man doesn't understand them. They're not telling you why we can't date white women because we don't need to be understood. We just need to be obeyed.
Exactly. That's perfect. Exactly. Here, let me play the rest of this.
But I don't think your answer was sufficient. When he asked you, why does color matter? You said, I'm not trying to be racist. That means you went on the defensive. That shouldn't have been the answer. I'm not trying to be racist. You don't have to try to be racist. You can't be racist. Racism is a group system. Racism is a group system that is created by a group, implemented by the entire group who has systematic and economic advantage over another people's opportunities.
That is a very convenient definition of racism.
The only way you can be racist against white folk is if you exercise some degree of control over economics and the political.
You do have some degree of control over penis. You control their penis supply, their BBC supply. What little control you have in this world, you're exercising it against them. That's what you're doing.
Reality of white folk. Yeah, that's somebody who need to mute their phone. Somebody got the wind blowing. But if you don't control opportunities, if you don't control wealth,
control opportunities. He wants to control the opportunity of her son's penis. What's she gonna do? Take the soap out the bathroom? Make sure he go to school musty or something? Like, how is he? This is sick.
If you don't control institutions, how can you be to be racist? You have to be able to exercise power. To be racist, you have to be able to exercise power systematically.
You are exercising power over your son
against another community. You can't be racist as one person. There's no such thing as a one-person racist.
What's a good response to tell my son? Because every day.
Yes, there is. There's no such thing as a one-person racist. Is he touching the head or something? Do that make sense to y'all?
He's trolling us. He's trolling.
Okay, he has to be. I'm telling you, this guy, he's the Joker. Like he's.
I'm keeping laws about when he's seeing this girl, what they talking about, because I don't want him to be with her. I don't want him to.
Then tell him that. Tell him that. I would have no problem telling my daughter, you're not dating any white boy.
Okay.
This is crazy.
What are you gonna do about it?
I hate.
What are
Okay,
you gonna do about it? This dude, listen. I would tell my mama, my dad, anybody who says some crap like that. You know, listen. Each and every single time you turn your head, each and every single time you work overtime, each and every single day I feel like cutting school, you see an absence on my report card, know that my penis is up a white woman. I want you to think about that. If you blink for 45 seconds, my penis is in a white woman. Every single time you go to the bathroom, you will have to nail the window shut. You will not stop this penis from going into a white woman. How dare you? Just for even trying. Every single moment you are not looking, that is what my penis is going to be doing. You are going to have to stare at me while I'm in the bathroom. You think I'm taking a piss, but I'm getting head. You will have to pry it away and put a chastity belt over it.
Wait, game changer. Why do the two have to be separate or exclusive?
What do you mean?
You could be getting head while you're taking a piss.
Yeah, no, I can't. I don't work that way. I seen R. Kelly do it. I don't work that way. Like it's like two different pipes or something. That don't work for me. But I seen it. I thought it was weird. I seen the video. The limitation is over. I seen the video. I was like, oh damn, how do you do that? Like how does he just go from white to yellow like that? It was sick. Never watch it again. But I know it was him. Anyway, but yeah. All right, let me continue. Because I still got to do the DJ Envy.
We don't do that. And then I'm going to explain to her why. Okay? And that's what you have to do with him. You got to make sure he looks at the history to understand what we have been through at their hand.
What are you talking about? What do you mean the history? You talking about our STD report? What do you mean history? Our cat facts? And no, I'm not shouting you out, nigga. You got to check our cat facts. That's my own original idea. You got to check our cat facts.
You need to make sure he understands the rules of racism, which includes that all white people at the end of the day are going to support the agenda of their people, whether...
How is her sucking my penis the agenda of her people?
Or not they love you, personal relationships with...
And yeah, let's finally cut him off. Simple dude. All right, y'all thoughts on that?
I mean, everything he said was a good reason for a black woman not to date a white man. But from a man's point of view, none of that had any relevancy to why I wouldn't put my penis in a white woman. Because the dynamics between men and women are different. And he sounds like a female. And he wants to come at Kevin Samuels for being the G word. Bro, the clapping and the emotion in your voice, dude sounded suspect as hell. Super feminine.
He did. Yeah, the clapping and all this talk it's like, they're losing. Like, what do y'all think he meant by that? I want to ask you that. What do y'all think he meant by they're losing? Like, there's a competition and that they must win. And what do the men get out of it?
Well, when he said the black women are losing?
Yeah, when he said in the beginning, when he said the black women are losing, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not a black woman. I mean, he would probably understand that much better since he is a black woman. So he would understand.
I think he means because black men and black boys don't want black women anymore, so he feel like they're losing. But that's their fault. I mean, they need to step up their game, be more submissive, and just be like other races of women. And maybe black men will choose them more.
Exactly. Only the losers are losing. Aisha Curry with her fake breasts and lemon meringue pie, she winning.
Right.
Like, yeah. Look better and get me a lemon meringue pie.
Lose weight too. Lose weight.
Say that again?
I said they need to lose weight. And like you said, look better. Exactly.
And lemon meringue pie.
Stop listening to guys who clap.
I'll go for it.
I said stop listening to guys who clap when they talk. I mean, he was clapping so much, I almost want to start rapping. He would sound like a beatbox. The fuck?
That's something women do. They clap.
Exactly.
That's what I said.
No, when they did patty cake, or not patty cake, but when they did that hand clap thing, it would be two girls and they clapping back and forth and they doing that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how they get down, and he's doing that as a grown man.
Exactly.
And nobody's gonna clap with him. Like that's his life.
The women aren't even clapping.
Yeah, exactly. The chicks wasn't even clapping on the show. They didn't never let the dude get a chance to speak.
Yeah, that dude's not gonna speak. I don't even know why that dude's calling into such a feminist show. Like, I didn't want to hear the guy speak anyway, because he was just for calling into that show, he was suspect.
All right.
Would he be considered a male feminist?
I don't even know, because he's just one of these dudes that needs some bad and will do anything for it. But he's a panderer, in my opinion. Like I wouldn't classify Derek Jackson as a male feminist, but he is a panderer.
Facts.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in order to be a male feminist, you have to have the pink shoes. And I didn't see him in the pink shoes.
Oh, wait, what?
God, Nagaga.
Oh, my
God.
I didn't see the pink shoes, so he gets a pass on that one.
Oh, that was spectacular. He was sitting there in pink shoes calling people the F word. I was dying. Oh man. He said go on your merry way.
No, he can't come around. Yo, because of those pink shoes, he can't come around no more. You can't
I haven't seen them since.
Like, you were cool until you game changer pointing out the pink shoes, and I know, because I didn't even notice it till you said something. I was like, hold on, this dude got on pink shoes.
He was showing them off too.
With his legs crossed. I wonder if he clapped. Well, he wasn't clapping in that video, so yeah.
No, he wasn't. He kept it to a minimum.
He did do it twice.
He was hiding it. He probably had the urge, and he had on oven mitts. Like, he just had the urge to clap, but he was suppressing it. It was muffled.
Oh yeah.
Hey, JC, real quick, where's my fish?
The melody fish. I've seen it. It's right. It's this yellow one, and purple. It's right here.
Yellow and purple. I upgraded to Rook. Why am I still small?
Oh, did you upgrade to Rook? I thought it.
No.
I thought that you just got like a different one because the one that you did said Melody and not Sweet Melody Speaks.
Yeah, that's a Rook.
You sure?
So
Okay.
So make it bigger.
All right.
Game changer, I fucks with you, bro, but this is the most struggle tank I've ever seen in my life.
Man, well, a couple of things. I can't draw, and between StreamYard and running the other stuff, it's kind of bad. It's gonna be struggle for a while. Stay tuned. You know, better to come. All right, so
I like it.
Stop pandering.
Well, remember, Melody, when I showed you that I drew in the fins, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that slowed down the tape.
Oh, yeah, I don't see the fins anymore. No wonder.
Yeah.
I think it's better slow. You can at least read the numbers because you can read stuff now.
Well, it's supposed to be slow, but it's set to go there. But every now and again, it buffers, like it stalls. There's a lag on it that I got to fix. All right, so VRXO for the tank, is that a 0 or a O? I've been meaning to ask that.
I think it's a 0.
All right, so DRX is people have to keep in mind that environmental factors play a role as well. I was raised in a white neighborhood, so I naturally gravitate towards white women. But how come brothers that were raised in black neighborhoods don't naturally gravitate towards black women?
Right.
Well, I really think it's culture more than environment.
That's not true because given black women's size, they should have a gravitational pull.
Yeah,
given their size.
That is environment. Yeah, the hole, the black hole. And the thing is, but that's cultural. Like they don't start off that way. They don't start off with genetics like that.
They're getting bigger. They're getting bigger younger. You know, they're forming galaxies now, and that gravitational pull. But I think what's happening is they're working the opposite, where it's pulling people away. So I don't know.
Yeah, because they feed their bonus crap. I'm actually gonna cover this because and Classy, come with me on this. I'll contact you. Send me an email so I have your email address. I'll contact you on that because Danica was talking about how these fat ass chicks be their prenatal habits is just awful because whatever crap they ate to make them fat in the first place, you know, the recycled shortening, they put it in the can 3 times and they keep using it, you know, like that crap gets into the babies.
Well, the thing about Black America, nobody wants to talk about. We have the highest rate of what's that called? Stillborns, and that directly related to the amount of obesity we have.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we have the highest rate of abortions and the highest rate of stillborn babies.
Is that because the babies suffocate on the thighs?
Probably, but yeah, when the baby, I haven't read about what it connected, but I'm willing to bet it has to do with Black women's health conditions when it comes to their size.
I bet you they suffocate on the thighs, like they get smothered like a pillow over the face. I'm willing to bet that's anything, and like all the stirrups in the world can't get that open because
I don't want to think about that. That sounds horrible. That's the worst fate for a baby. Yeah. I don't want to think about that. I
feel sorry for y'all, for those who were like born like that. That's probably what happened to Umar. Like he didn't get enough oxygen as a baby because he got. That's why his head is shaped that way. All right, let me play this DJ Envy.
Oh, who's this?
Hi, this is Karen. I'm from Ohio.
Oh boy, Karen. Another Karen on the line.
Oh, I'm not one of them kinds.
I'm just messing with you, Karen. Go ahead. Who you gonna give your donkey to?
I want to give my donkey to Kevin Samuel. Can I tell you why?
Sure, yes.
I think that he openly degrades Black women and he preys on their insecurities that have been given to them.
Openly. Like you should do that in private. They want you to suffer in silence.
Previous relationships and their naiveness. And come on, he gets so when he is sick. Naiveness. Dr. Umar spoke on it, on all that. He deserves donkey of the day.
Yeah, I think he's lame. I do think he's lame. I mean,
Now, here's the DJ Envy part. The word lame is really just something people say when they have nothing else to insult. when you're all out of regular insults, like if you can't talk about his clothes, you know, and I can't think of a way that they could talk about his physical appearance either. So or his money, you know, so they just revert to, oh yeah, well, you're lame. Like, really? That's all you got? Like, that means
I'm gonna let the video play a little bit for a comment, because just keep in mind that DJ Envy called Kevin Samuels a lame.
All right. I'm just playing with this else. I'll get caught up, and I want to keep this around 2 hours. So yeah.
We're rating women and rating people. I mean, he's a grown ass man. He's 50 years old. But the thing I don't understand is
that's the thing.
But the thing is, which I don't understand, is why do women keep going to him? Like, that's what I don't understand.
Like I said, he plays on their insecurities that they've been given in previous relationships and their naiveness.
Yeah, because it looks about.
It seems like he hates women. I don't know.
Yeah, it does. I mean, he used to hang around the Hermes store and try to get clientele, you know, just to try to get people. And he used to wear, you know, dress up and stand outside the stores and try to talk to people. I've seen him actually a couple of times. It's funny. But in Atlanta. But I mean, I don't know why women still
back up. He said hang out outside the Hermes store?
Yeah, he used to try to hang outside the stores to try to get businesses. So he would hang outside the Hermes store and look for, you know, I guess people with a little bit of money and try to talk to him and try to be a stylist or whatever he was trying to do. I see him out there once or twice. Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
That's weird.
My salesperson from the Hermes store had to remind me, like, you don't remember him? He was the one that was outside the store. I'm like, that was him. Yeah, but he's lame. I don't respect the fact that he sits there and rates women. Oh, this one's a 2 and this one's a 4, and Ma, you look ugly. Ma, you're fat. Like, it's just it's a woman must have hurt him. I don't know. Maybe it was his mother. Maybe it was his girl, his wife. So a woman definitely.
Or maybe he just doesn't like women.
Maybe he likes men.
All right. Well, this was Karen's done.
All right. Let me just respond to the Manosphere is Doomed 2.0. Okay. Game Changer is Kevin Samuels' top groupie. All right. I mean, you know, supporting another man is a bad thing to you. I see. Yeah. Life is going to be tough for you. But, and this isn't really in support of that. This is just talking about how haters hate. Really.
Right. I mean, only in Black America is defending men who you have an who you agree with ideology, and really, we're not even anybody who defends isn't really defending Cavill. They're defending his talking points, which came from the manosphere. But that's wrong because he's a man. But if you want to defend a woman, you're all for it. This is another matriarchal bullshit of how Black men are. We're just pitted against each other. Same thing when you have another man, you look up you follow, oh, he's you're his son or some shit like that. They just shame men. They shame Black men working with each other or linking up. They want us to work for and with the women.
And that's why we can't have any hierarchy or power structure or anything. Like, you know, like if we were to start an army and be like, oh, you saluting that dude?
Right. Like, that'd be right. Like, well, he's a fucking general. Why aren't you a general? Like, yeah, it needs to be another form of women gassing the man up to fight each other. That's women and the matriarchal mindset. They're good at using Black men's egos to fight with each other.
Exactly, and that's because they become so competitive over scarce, you know, sexual resources, and that's because they all divided their sexual intake by 8. Like, you know, they're working on like an 1/8 a take of gas or an 1/8 a take of ass. So, you know, they are easily manipulated.
I want to say something. I didn't want to take over your stream, but I want to say something about what DJ Envy said. He called Kevin Samuels a lame. Then immediately went on and said, "Oh, I can't believe you're out there rating women." Now, I want to make a little observation here. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't the designation of lame a form of rating a man?
Good point.
Let's get something clear here. Women don't rate us on a scale from 1 to 10. They rate us on lame, cool. They rate us different ways with different words. They attach more. The rating system women give us is more of a word and a feeling more than just a number. Because men, we're more analytical. We're more 1 through 10. They're more how they feel about something, and they use a word to describe that feeling, which puts you in a certain category, which is your ranking or your hierarchy. So he basically went on to use the women's way of ranking man's hierarchy and words, while to describe the man he had a problem with because he was ranking women. Now, I wonder if he was calling women lame, would he have a problem with that? He probably still would, but man, we rate things on a scale that way. And you're going to use a woman's scale to rate to diss a man by calling him a low rank. It just made no sense. And it just showed how feminine DJ Envy was. Like, what's all these feminine men attacking Kevin and calling him gay while doing it? Like, but you guys are exhibiting more feminine behavior than he is. It just makes no sense to me.
Exactly. Especially somebody, and I'm not going to say it because I want to end that, but especially somebody who is using the same insults that women use on him, on a man. It's so weird. Just so weird. But my bad, Melody. You have anything? Hello?
Yeah, can you hear us?
I can hear you, yeah.
Yeah, his connection went out. But yeah, GC, I know DJ Envy. He seems like a cool guy in person, but what he did was kind of lame. That was lame.
Lame. Okay.
That was lame, and then he said Kevin Samuels must like men. Why do you figure that? Like, you have no reason to think that. Just because he says things about women, that don't mean he's Jihei.
Well, it's the attempt. It's the attempt at what he was doing that's disturbing.
Yeah,
right.
So DJ is the one who cheated on his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
She's expecting, right? She's having a baby. His wife.
I don't know. I don't follow that shit, but I know he cheated on her.
I didn't know this person existed until like this incident came up. I mean, apparently that's who Umar was talking to, like on a previous thing. But like outside of that, because I don't really watch The Breakfast Club. Maybe because they come on too early or something like that, for me.
And I mean, isn't that super feminine anyway for a man to be part of a breakfast club? It's like being part of a tea club as a man. Like, bro.
Well, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like I don't know. The guys, like, what do they talk about? Like,
they just have random celebrities on. Like, I don't know.
Well, I remember like Charlamagne. He had a debate with what was it, Tommy Lauren, and he just killed her. I remember that was a Breakfast Club.
I mean, they've had what's the name? Kanye West on there. They've had strippers on. They've had strippers on. They've had this people come on to the Breakfast Club, but yeah, it's just a regular, one of these hip hop talk shows,
Yeah, it's out of New York. It's based out of where I'm from.
Kind of like the setup of Fresh and Fit, but with more B-list stars than anything else coming on and talking to them.
Yeah, Power 105.1. That's our radio station. Yeah, but the topic says he made him famous. He'd been famous, but I didn't know he was this like bad,
Okay, so the Manosphere is Doomed 2.0 says game changer. Where's your masculinity? It's in my understanding of the English language. Is part of it. It's in my intelligence.
Can we hide him?
No, let him rock. Like, he's making a fool of himself. Like, what's Yule intelligence? What is this, Christmas? Is this like Yuletide joy? Or Yule masculinity? Like, yeah, where is Yule ability to spell? Like,
I mean, he might be a Viking.
Is that what that is? I don't know.
The Viking lingo.
I don't know. I think that he's like a mascot, like a retarded firefighter or something like that. Like, what's? Dang. Yeah, you got issues, dude. That's something severe. But yeah, haters are gonna hate. Apparently that's just the way the world works.
What time?
I mean, if you believe the manosphere is doomed, come on your regular page and say that off your regular page. Be a man. That's masculinity right there. If I felt something about the manosphere, I would say it as Archer, not go create a page called the manosphere is this or that, and then run around the manosphere saying shit. Be a man. Say what you feel with your chest.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But, you know, you're afraid to do that.
You're afraid.
Oh man, all right. Let me get the link to movie night. Smooth, what's on your mind, brother? I'm about to close down so I could set up movie night.
GC, let's continue it tomorrow on my page. On my
channel. Yeah. We could continue this talk tomorrow on Melody's page, Sweet Melody's page. Hey, Melody, if you can, cover the Tasha K thing. Cover that interview.
All right, I'll do that.
Okay. All right. But Smooth, what's on your mind? Hello? Hello? Smooth, you muted. All right. No problem. Let me put the link to movie night in there.
Guys, make sure y'all come to movie night. We be having so much fun.
All right. That's the Zoom link to movie night. Oh, really? Well, yeah. That's not a coincidence. That's not a coincidence, but that's a whole different other story. Anyway, I am going to end it. So, yeah, because movie night was scheduled for 4 minutes from now anyway. All right. That being said, I'd like to thank the super chats, the managers and moderators, those who are listening silently, and those who participate in the chat. Make sure you hit that like button on your way out. And remember, this is Game Changer 00100. Game over. Peace.
Peace. Right quick,